So total weight, 120. Oh my, what? Dude, he's on another level. Is that dude that I'm, okay, wow. The red light special. So he's got LEDs in here when you open this up.
Set these hills on fire. Set these hills on fire.
Welcome to the new ElkShape studio, guys. We seriously are so stoked to show you this. It's been a long time coming. This used to be my garage gym. So I had a squat rack, pull-up bar, and we gave up. We called it elk parking because we couldn't park in here anymore because we made it a gym. But man, I figured out that working out at home was a lot more convenient than driving 20 minutes to the gym, working out, hanging out, socializing, driving 20 minutes back. I could save 40 minutes a day. So we built that, and then we saved up some money, and we eventually built a shop and moved everything out there and got a home gym. So then my wife's parking in here, and then Tim comes up with the idea of like, hey, let's build a filming studio for turnkey, for efficiency. And so we have all our lights, all our cameras, all our tripods, all our sound, everything's doped in here so we can just hit record. Welcome to the new studio. This is our first video. We appreciate you guys and all your support. It really does help, and we want to continue to crush content, and we rely on you to let us know what to make. This is a delayed gratification segment in this video. So I ordered these binos from Vortex almost 2 years ago, but because of COVID and everything that happened, it took forever, and now I'm getting them. So this is delayed gratification. These are the Furies. I'm so stoked to get these. These HD 5000s are new, and the reason why I ordered them is because predator management. So I've been buying wolf tags as long as you could buy them, and I have yet to get a wolf. And it's just one of those deals where I've missed a few with archery equipment, and I said a few, and I haven't seen one while rifle hunting. So then I went and I built a custom rifle just for predator hunting, and it's a 6.5. And these are going to be, I'm going to be able to link this bino up with my ballistics. I'm running mils, not MOAs. And I've only shot the gun maybe a baker's dozen time. I've put rounds down, and it's all been at steel targets, and I've never missed. Now, with the caveat, I did buy the custom gun from a guy who competes at, is it PRC? And he's amazing. So it's his old gun. He's got it all dope. We threw a Vortex scope on it, and now I'm gonna be able to pair that, punch in all the stuff so that like temperature, elevation, distance, all that stuff, line of sight distance versus cosine, like getting the exact cut, punch that in and be able to just dink, and it's gonna tell me what to dial my gun in, and hopefully I can do some more predator management this winter. And I'm huge into predator management, guys. I think it's something that a lot of hunters overlook. So I don't know, I try to get a couple bears a year in my elk areas. I've killed a mountain lion. We're gonna do a full video on getting this set up and how to do it. And I'll be honest, it's a little out of my comfort zone. I'm not super techie with all these guns and stuff, but my gun is awesome. It's a shooter. I can't wait. Okay, the next thing that we're gonna be tinkering with, there's this dude who's in Australia, and he reached out and he said, hey, you wanna try some of our stuff? I think he sent some arrows. I think he also sent these. We're gonna check these out right now. 125. So total weight, 120, oh my, what? Dude, he's on another level. Is that dude that I'm, okay, wow.
That's pretty cool. It's like, wow.
The red light special. So he's got LEDs in here when you open this up. I genuinely did not know that was gonna happen. Okay, so these are the Hurricanes, 125 grains, cutting diameter, 1.1 inch. It's a 3-blade, and it's a revolutionary offset blade design. So basically what that means to me is all 3 blade angles look legit, solid one piece, don't know the materials yet, but it's basically a triple bevel. Like each blade single bevel, That's what I've been telling Iron Will Bill to make. So, wow, this could be cool. Now, obviously, I gotta stop for a second. As you watch the Public Land Hustle this year, you'll see that we have a lot of faith in the Iron Will Single Bevel 125. Phenomenal results. Shot a bull twice with that broadhead setup and broke through his scap. Like, didn't just go through the scap, like basically broke it and almost crippled the bull. And that was on a follow-up shot. Blood trails weren't great, but then they were great on the bears. So we're undecided on blood trails, entry exit hole size, but the corkscrewing effect of that, and then knowing Iron Will Bill's materials, made in America. The price point though is not for everybody. So then for you other folks that aren't gonna do the Iron Will route, we like the Grim Reaper Micro Hades 3 blades. Again, all the steel made in USA, better price point or more affordable. Will go through scaps because I did send one through scaps this year. Great blood, both sides, good entry exit holes, does penetrate well. But I mean, those are really good options, but we're ABTers. We're gonna mess with this a little bit. Let's bust this open. The guy who makes this, his name's Nick. He's a hell of a bow hunter out of Australia. He's killed a lot of pigs and what are those animals called that are like basically wild? Water buffalo. By the way, Nick, if you're seeing this, feel free to invite us. We'll come down and chase those as long as there's no, what is it, crocodiles?
Yeah,
snakes. Everything wants to eat you, but that is them. I'm really interested in giving this a go. We got to see how these fly. Obviously, broadheads fly really well out of super tune bows. It's tough to super tune fast bows, so a lot of folks want to know what speed I'm at. Usually somewhere around 280. 280 KD is like that sweet spot. This year I was like 285 with that V3X29, and it was pulling 78 pounds. I think MFJJ twisted those strings up a little bit. But yeah, too fast is not always great for tuning, and tuning is really, really, really important. Sending the most perfect straight arrow out your bow, I think, is arguably one of the most important components, backed with some really sound, repeatable, robotic type technique, which comes from having a coach or a lot of perfect practice, filming yourself, and understanding that archery just requires work. But this is kind of small. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple other broadheads, the ones I just previously mentioned, and we'll look at all three, just kind of a quick overview and look at their size. This is actually the broadhead I shot a Montana bull with this year. And this did go, I think we did a video somewhere on Instagram and even in one of our YouTube videos where I showed the scap. So this went through the scap, through a rib, through a lung, through the liver, through some guts, out into a tree. I got it out of the tree. Chisel tips still pretty good. The blades are still pretty good. I mean, these things are pretty ruthless. You can bend the tips, and then if you do that, and then people ask me, how do you sharpen these? I don't resharpen the Micro Hades. They're too affordable for me where I'm at to where I'll just shoot a new one. I wouldn't want to resharpen that. Iron Wills, so I do resharpen them, and they have great content. Check out their Instagram, check out their YouTube channel. This is their double bevel, and then obviously their single bevel I don't have here right now, but that's the same size. That's a 125. But we'll be testing that out. I bet it flies well, and I'm really interested to see what it does inside of animals. And I'm gonna get Nick on my podcast and just pick his brain and see if he knows what he's talking about. I got a feeling this guy's pretty sharp, and anyone who makes broadhead displays in the package like that, they got to be pretty cool or pretty into it. So yeah, we're going to do some tinkering and testing with that, and more to come on that. Let's go over one more thing. You saw me run the dialed. I was a prototype. I got a lot of questions, direct messages, emails. Hey, why aren't you running that sight? I had to send that prototype back. I got it so early. It was definitely like a lot of 3D printing. It wasn't the final thing. So to give them credit, they wanted their prototype back. And then they basically kind of interrogated me on like, what did I like? What I didn't like? And they made some adjustments just off the video we made alone, which speaks volumes. We've met the entire team. Those guys are here to stay. I'm telling you right now. So this is an actual non-prototype. We're gonna unbox it right now for you guys. Now, we're gonna be making a video here shortly on what sight, ramifications, boxes to check, for elk hunting specifically, but I loved the sight I'm running this year, which was the dual track. I also love Spot Hog Fast Eddies. The triple stack, it's pretty good. It's kind of a bigger housing, but not my favorite. And then I really liked their prototype. So this is what, first off, you guys, your packaging's awesome. Very clean, great aesthetics, love it. This is what it looks like. some of the questions, we're gonna start with the dial, is can you actually gain more yardage because this being angled, as in not perpendicular, but can you actually get more yardage? And I do think you can get a slightly longer sight tape if that's really important to you. The thing that Tim keeps pointing out that he likes, and I think it's cool, is the bubbles on top. That would make sense for a lot of people. I don't mind bubble on the bottom or the top. I just think that's cool. This slides in and out to cover your light. So if your pins are too bright, you can shade it. The prototype was real ganky and wobbly. Not anymore. The wind adjustment, your windage was definitely like something that you could just dial. Now they've put a thread in there that you have to crack. So then you can adjust your windage. That's a huge improvement, because if that wasn't locked, I guarantee hunting in the brush, you would bump your windage, and then you'd be real upset when you hit 3 or 4 inches left of where, or right of where you thought you should be hitting. So they made an improvement there. They do have third axis adjustment down here by the housing. They have this adjustment here. So they got first, second, third axis. They say it comes out of the manufacturer to you with the first axis locked in, dialed, ready to go. So adjusting the rail, as we call it, getting the string, the level of your string and the first plane dialed. They're saying that they're handling that for you. You can switch tapes out. Like maybe you have a tack setup, maybe you have a mule deer setup, an antelope setup, an elk setup, which is great. And then the pin gap's really far between the 2 pins on the post, giving you more range. So maybe that top one's at 25 and that bottom one's at 50. Which is a pretty slick design. We will definitely run this because obviously it has the bridge lock for Matthews, and these guys were one of the first ones to get like a heads up from Matthews. So it fits in perfect. It's not a hot dog in a hallway. This thing's made really well. We will get it on a bow and we will get to testing it. I may run this for my Total Archery Challenge, but we're gonna do a video on what I'm going to switch to or evolve back to for elk hunting. And it's not gonna be vertical pins. It's gonna be 3 to 4 pin slider, and I'll tell you why on that video, so be on the lookout. But dialed archery comes with all this cool stuff. You can do bridge lock, you can do a dovetail. You guys are awesome. We can't wait to break this down. Tim, Jake, or myself, one of us is gonna be running this sight on our Total Archery Challenge bows. And then Tim heard a rumor, so I'm just gonna spread the gossip. These guys are potentially gonna make a fixed pin sight as well. That has me interested. Crispi sold most of their stuff when it came out right before hunting season. So I know, like I ordered boots for Tim and Jake and myself. Jake did get his altitudes and I got my Laponia 2s. We rocked those. I'll have Jake talk about the altitudes. I can tell you right now, for me, they're cool boots. I killed in them in Idaho, but they also killed me. That was my first day in them, and I did a big, long day, like 4 miles to find a bull, 2 miles to get the bull killed, and then 2 packs. And then the next day I packed out again, and it was killing my feet. The toe box was a little bit narrower, so I'm not sure if I'll run the altitudes, hence they're on one of those shelves right now. Jake absolutely loved them. I'll have him talk about those. In here is the pair of boots that I was looking forward to running the most. This is the new Colorados. So the Colorados, the regular ones, the OGs, my favorite boot by far for just the flex and overall mountain elk hunting. That's the best boot for me. So these are the new Colorado 2s. This is not a review because we haven't put them to work yet, but I will give you a couple of things you need to know about Crispi. You don't have to break them in. So you can put them on and get to work. The improvements from this year as opposed to a few years back, I'm not sure yet. We're gonna go ahead and go through these, do a thorough review. At ElkShape, we don't really do reviews inside studios. We need to be out in the field like testing and letting you know. So these are Jake's, these are Dan's. What size shoe do you wear, Jake? You know what they say. That's kind of what we're looking at, guys, from Crispi. The cool thing is that you can buy these in person if you don't want to order them online. I think they're true to size. So I'm a 9.5 in most of my workout shoes. I'm a 9.5 in Crispis. They do have dealers throughout the US. So if you live near one, go in, try them on, check it out. There's a ton of options based on flex rating. They're one of the few companies that gives a flex rating for their boots, which how stiff are they? Then you can kind of look at the terrain you're gonna be hunting, the style of hunting. When I'm doing spot and stock, I'm running the Laponia 2s. When I'm just going, getting after it in the mountains, I'm probably gonna be running the Colorado too. So we're looking forward to doing more on these, but here's just another thing that you can look forward to in the future.
All right, guys, so elk hunting to me starts from the ground up. Boots are one of the things that make all the difference, whether you're hiking, hunting, or packing meat. This is a new boot for me that I tried this year. These are actually Dan's, but I have the same boot in a different color. I wore these a lot during scouting season. I wore them a lot hunting. And I will say my favorite boot by far is the Colorado. I didn't get my new Colorados this year, so this is what I was running. These boots are very light. They're very good for side hilling. They're very good for hiking. As soon as you put some weight on, that's when I kind of changed a little bit. So the downhill for me, this toe box, my feet kind of crammed into the front of this toe box. So that's the only issue that I have. We're gonna be honest with you guys on this channel. That is the one thing with this boot that I don't like. But side hilling in rocks and normal hiking, these things are amazing. So they wrap around your feet. They're very comfortable. I love the way that this lace right here kind of keeps your toe box pinched. But for me, when I'm coming down steep like that, if my toes are facing down, they kind of cram a little bit into here. So make sure you guys are doing some side hilling. But we love Crispi. They're great products. I have no issues with these things coming apart. And we are going to do a lot of reviews with these, and we'll let you guys know how it comes out.